Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Friday, November 15th edition of the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin, and I'll be taking you guys through the latest in the world of mixed martial arts. Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to the end of the week. We got UFC Sao Paulo tomorrow, and Bellator 234 will be airing tonight on Paramount. I got to mention that fight card actually took place yesterday in Israel. It's going to be on tape delay, so the results are out there. I actually haven't checked the results myself, so I'm not going to share them on here. I know people don't like to get spoiled. I'm not going to talk about that card today. I'll talk about it a little bit Monday, but I didn't want to spoil it for anyone. I didn't want to spoil it for myself, quite frankly. I'm going to tape it tonight and watch it later. So somehow Bellator still does tape delay events in 2019. It's crazy. There's really no reason that they should still be doing it, but because they are, I didn't want people to get spoiled, so I'm not going to talk about that card today. But I do have a lot of other stuff to talk about, so let's get right into it. First things first, Darren and Robert Whittaker have been going back and forth on social media lately, and it really seemed to have reached a high point yesterday. It seems like they've agreed to fight UFC London, probably the main event, if I had to guess. The UFC has been going to London in March, so I would assume this fight card would take place in March 2020. And Darren Till versus Robert Whittaker makes perfect sense as the main event. Two stars in the UFC, Till obviously coming off a huge win over Kelvin Gastelum at UFC 244 in his middleweight debut, and then Robert Whittaker, he is coming off the loss to Israel Adesanya, but still the number one ranked guy, number one ranked contender, I should say, in the middleweight division. An incredible fighter. I love this matchup. Makes a lot of sense. Both guys need to fight. Both guys stars, two young stars. Both guys looking to get back in the title picture. Darren Till, if he gets a win over Whittaker, probably becomes the number one contender behind Paulo Costa. And for Robert Whittaker, whatever Darren Till would put him right back in the driver's seat to get a rematch with Israel Adesanya. So to me, this is a great fight. Not official yet by any means, but it seems like both guys really want it. The UFC, I think, would be dumb to pass on this one. This is a very easy fight to book. Makes a lot of sense. Both guys want it. Just book it. UFC London main event in 2020, 5-round fight. It'd probably be a close fight as far as the betting odds go. I assume it'd be close to a pick'em. I really don't know who'd win this fight. People would probably favor Till, I think, because it's taking place in London, but you can't steal on Robert Whittaker. I know he got knocked out in the last fight, but he had won, I think, 8 straight fights before that, or 9 straight fights, so he looked amazing. And you cannot sleep on this guy. He's still one of the best middleweights in the world. I really want to see this matchup. It's a fight that makes a lot of sense, especially with Yoel Romero possibly fighting Israel Adesanya for the belt and Paulo Costa injured. All right, a couple other things here. Daniel Pineda. Wow, this is crazy. So this guy had an amazing story. He came out of basically nowhere. He used to fight in the UFC. He's fought in Bellator as well, but he came out of nowhere on short notice to fight in the PFL, and he got 2 quick wins to make it to the finals of the featherweight tournament against Lance Palmer, and now he's tested positive for banned substances by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, has been pulled from the fight. So unfortunately, Daniel Pineda will not be fighting Lance Palmer anymore. I think that's a fight a lot of us wanted to see. It was pretty intriguing after seeing what Pineda did, but he will not be fighting because he's tested positive for banned substances. We don't know what those substances are. They were not disclosed. His manager, Jason House, says that they are looking into what caused the positive drug test. So the story is not over yet, but Pineda has been pulled from the card. He will not be fighting Lance Palmer for the $1 million, which obviously is a huge blow to him personally because that's a lot of life-changing money potentially. And I think for the fans, it kind of sucks too because this was going to be a really good fight. So I was looking forward to that matchup myself. It will not be happening. And now Lance Palmer will actually be fighting against Alex Gilpin in the finale of the PFL Season 2 featherweight final. You know what? This is a trilogy fight. It's, I guess, kind of interesting, but to me, I don't know, guys. I think Lance Palmer, this is another easy win for him personally. We have seen, like I said, these guys fight twice. Actually, this year alone, Palmer won decisions both times. This is a 5-round fight, not 3, but I don't see anything different about this matchup this time around. I think Lance Palmer easily wins this fight. This is a really bad matchup, in my opinion, for Alex Gilpin, and I believe that Lance Palmer wins an easy decision to win the Season 2 featherweight tournament once again. A couple other things here. Thiago Santos, he is back in training, and he's actually training with his girlfriend, Yana Kunitskaya. They went public with their relationship this week, so good for them, I guess. They are obviously both UFC fighters. I think it was kind of cool to hear about that. He credits his girlfriend, Kunitskaya, for really helping him get through the recovery process after the John Jones fight. He had double knee surgery. He really injured both his knees badly in that fight. And also, according to Santos, he actually was considering retiring after that fight because he took so much damage and he was very at a low point in his career. But he credits his girlfriend for helping him get through it. And for Kunitskaya, She's actually fighting Aspen Ladd at UFC Washington, D.C. next month, and Santos has been training her at the UFC PI. So, happy for these two, and I think they make an interesting couple for sure. Probably one of the strongest looking couples I've ever seen. You can go check the pictures out on their Instagram. They posted a bunch of them. They're all lovey-dovey right now. So pretty cool stuff there for Thiago Santos and Yana. All right, a couple of fight announcements here to get through, guys. Some interesting ones. Okay, so unfortunately, Veronica Macedo was out of her fight against Ariane Lipski at UFC Sao Paulo, and somehow the UFC was able to get a short notice replacement at 24 hours notice against Lipski. So it'll be Isabella Dupeda. I don't know a ton about her. I don't think any of us do, let's be honest here. Let me pull her out here. She will be taking the fight on, like I said, short notice on really like 24 hours notice. She is normally a strawweight, so she didn't have to cut weight. She actually had, I think, to gain weight, if anything. She's 5-1 in her career. She's 28 years old. She's on a 5-fight win streak. She just fought last month, so she's fought recently. She is another one of Lucas's fighters. She has fought, I guess, one notable fighter, Luana Carolina, who's in the UFC right now. She did lose to her back in 2015, but since then is undefeated. Actually took a 3-year break between 2015 and 2018. So she looked pretty good lately, for sure. But, I mean, taking on Lipski on like a day's notice, I guess a bigger fighter, this is not a good matchup for her. I expect Lipski to be a heavy favorite at the sports books when they do open the odds. I'm assuming they will open odds for this fight later today or tomorrow morning, because the fight obviously is tomorrow night. But yeah, I do not like this fight for Isabella Padua. It's not a good matchup for her. Bellator Japan also announced a couple fights for that card, or I should say Bellator's announced some fights for the Bellator Japan card. Lorenz Larkin has been told he was going to be on the card for a while now, and he does have an opponent now. He'll be taking on the UFC veteran Keita Nakamura, which is a really fun fight, actually. Lorenz Larkin is an excellent fighter. 21-7 record. He's coming off 3 straight wins. Beat Andrei Korshkov in his last fight. That was last month. Looked great in that fight. Also beat Ian Pascu and Fernando Gonzalez. Before that, the guy has some great wins in his career. Santiago Ponzinibbio, Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny. He's a very dangerous fighter. Robbie Lawler as well. So he's fought a lot of good guys. At times he's been inconsistent. He hasn't looked great in Bellator with just a 3-2 record, but I do like this matchup for him against Nakamura. A very experienced guy, 35-10-2. He's been around forever. He is actually coming off a knockout win in Ryzen last month, so good for him to get that win. He obviously was in the UFC twice. His last one didn't go too well. He lost to Sultan Aliyev earlier this year and was released, but the nice win in Ryzen in his last fight. I just don't really like this matchup for him against Lorenz Larkin. It's not a good matchup for him. Lorenz Larkin should easily win this fight by knockout, if you ask me, and I don't like this matchup for him at all. Goiti Yamauchi will be taking on Darren Cruickshank at Bellator Japan. Interesting fight here. Darren Cruickshank, another guy who was in the UFC. He's been in Ryzen for the last little while. An excellent fighter for sure. Darren Cruickshank is. He is 22-12-1 no contest in his career. He is coming off 2 straight losses though in Ryzen, so hasn't looked great lately. Lost to Damian Brown, lost to this guy Tofik Musayev. Before that, had won 4 straight fights, including a knockout flying knee over Diego Brando. So a very good fighter. Obviously fought in the UFC for a long time. I like Darren Cruickshank, always have, but this matchup's pretty tough against Goiti Yamauchi. He's coming off 2 straight wins. Won 5 of his last 6 fights. He's looked great. The younger guy here, I like Yamauchi in this fight. He actually is a Japanese-born Brazilian, so he'll be kind of having a homecoming here. I like this matchup for him. And the last fight announcement here, Alejandra Lara versus Veta Arteaga at Bellator Fight for the Troops. And I think a lot of people thought that Lara might fight for the belt, but she's obviously not getting that title shot. Let's take a look at her record here. Lara is 8-3 in her career. She's coming off that win over Taylor Turner. Actually, sorry, it was Velasquez that was going to get the title shot. My mistake. But yeah, Lara is still a top contender in that division. And like I said, she'll be taking on Veta Arteaga, who actually was supposed to fight for the belt a little while ago. Or she did fight for the belt. She lost by doctor stoppage, and there were some rumors of a possible rematch with Lima McFarlane. That obviously did not happen, but still a top contender. So this fight's going to happen at the Bellator Fight for the Troops event. Salute the Troops, I guess they call it, in Bellator. And speaking about that, I think the UFC, be time for them to do another one of those Salute the Troops events. It's been a while since they did one of those, and I think a lot of people like those. So that's it for today's show, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. As always, for the Friday edition of the podcast, like I said, UFC Sao Paulo tomorrow. It's going to be a really fun card. Myself and Cole Sheldon, we broke down the entire card on the Tuesday edition of the podcast, so go back and check that out. Go see all my picks for that. MMAOddsbreaker.com has my full fight written breakdown for the Jan Blachowicz Ronaldo Jacare Souza fight. Love that matchup. Looking forward to it. Check that out. Opening odds reactions as well over there. BJPanda.com, lots of articles right now. And as far as this podcast goes, MMAOddsbreaker.com, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Anchor, and of course iTunes. So go and subscribe to iTunes, guys. All right, have a great weekend. I'll be back Monday for the Monday edition of the podcast recapping UFC Sao Paulo. Have an awesome weekend, guys. See ya.